everybody will go today for practice as far as the injuries go. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Panthers. They're playing real good football right now and well coached, and they've got good players. So they're playing, like I said, they're coming off 2 good wins there. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
When it comes to Isaiah, how much do you foresee him playing on Sunday if he is?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see on both those two, Charles and him, kind of go through the practice, see where we're at and this week, and we'll go from there. But just have to see, day by day type thing.
Do you sense it's easier to reach the guys about the details of urgency after a loss than it might be after you keep finding ways to win? And you, just in terms of how you can get that across to them?
Yeah, I think the guys have been receptive all the way through. So I wouldn't say that. We've got a couple things we got obviously have to fix. So we'll keep working on those.
At some point, Pacheco will be back, and I'm just wondering what the potential for Kareem and Isaiah in the same backfield would be, or just how you could employ both of them.
Yeah, we'll find a way. Both of them are good players, so we'll find a way to get both of them in if and when that takes place. So, but that's a good problem to have.
How's Isaiah been through? He seems like one of those guys who wants to just get back and go. You guys had to kind of keep him back a little bit for his own good, maybe. And how excited would he be if he?
I mean, listen, he's a spark plug now emotionally. He's something that way, and he's worked his tail off to get to the point that he's at now. And so, we've got to keep an eye on him that way. He would have played 3 weeks ago, if he had his choice, but. That's sometimes how it goes. I appreciate that mentality. That's what's helped them, like I said, get to this point.
I don't imagine either of those 2 guys did much in practice last week, but how did they look to you for what they did?
Yeah, both of them took all the scout team reps, so they did a nice job, and I thought I got some productive work.
Anything stand out to you defensively about the Panthers as you guys get ready for them? I know they struggled winning some games this year, but they must have some good things about them too.
Yeah, so offensively, they obviously have a good running back and a good quarterback. He's playing good football right now. Wide receiver, 17 is a heck of a player, and they've got a very good offensive line. So they're moving the football the last couple games, and then very well, and then. Defensively, it starts with their front. They've got a good defensive front. Their linebackers fly around. We know one of them from Denver, Jewel. So he knows that defense, and he's the one that's kind of heading things up there from that standpoint. And then their secondary, they got 2 good corners and 2 good safeties. They just got 20 back, so they have a lot of trust in him, and he's a good football player.
I know we've asked you before about the deep passes to Worthy. I just wonder from your standpoint, before the ball is ever released on those plays, is there anything you're noticing about Patrick's footwork or some of the offensive line, the way the pocket is, that is maybe somewhat inconsistent that can lead to those misconnections?
Yeah, there are things, little things here and there. It could be him. It could be not being able to see it, just where the way the defense is playing it, whether it's possible pressure, situation there. So it's been a variety of things, but it will happen. It'll click here. And he sure had a nice game, though. He was positive in that last game.
And you mentioned some of the younger guys was a learning experience for them on Sunday, and then obviously on Monday you reiterated that. But after you've reviewed film with those young guys, what are the lessons learned, and how much are they willing to get back into it and learn some lessons from the tape?
Yeah, the guys, listen, our attitude is great. Those guys have been, they want to get better. They want to learn. It's always been that way, so since they've been here. And that game, good football team, gives you that experience. So you take and you learn from it and you move on. I mean, I'm not going to go. I can't go through everything there, but as far as that, but they're receptive to it, and the best part is they'll go try it. So that's the important part.
What are just the concept of, so the Bills play a little bit more man, have moderate success. Now, how much does that factor into game planning, just considering teams like to copy each other, or is it more so you just focus on what the Panthers are doing and deal with it that way, or is it kind of a combination of all those things?
Probably a combination, but we've we're trying to focus in on them. That's where it's happening, and they're improving as they go along. They're coming off a bye week, so they're going to be fresh and ready to go. And so we've tried to hone in. They've got good coordinators there, and so the schemes are sound, and you got to make sure you spend the time exhausting yourself on that, and then the techniques and fundamentals of their players. So you're right there.
Where would you say Hollywood Brown is potentially his opportunity to return this year?
Making very good progress. I can't tell you a time when he'll be back, but he's another one that is excited to get back out here and get going. So I appreciate the way he's approached this whole thing.
Coach, I know like last week you coached against Sean. You've known him for a long, long time. New coach this week. It's his rookie year. Do you know anything about him? You've better been around him, or how do you kind of get a feel for what someone's program's all about?
Yeah, I don't really know him, but I know where he's come from. I've had a chance to meet him and talk to him, and that at the owner meetings. Sharp guy. I think he's doing a heck of a job down there. Looks like the guys believe in what he's saying, so they're playing hard.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, good.
The Chiefs star tight end opened up about the team's first loss of the season on his podcast, New Heights. The Kansas City Chiefs were handed more than their first loss of the regular season on Sunday. In Week 11 against the Buffalo Bills, they were given a number of significant setbacks in the midst of a greater defeat, lessons learned on both sides of the ball that they'll need to carry with them if they want to make it to this season's Super Bowl. The Chiefs have won the last 2 Lombardi trophies, so no one is questioning the team's capacity to make it, but there are unique hurdles presented by this season's roster, including a number of significant injuries that have altered the ceiling on both sides of the ball. Yet even beyond that, the Bills' game plan was incredibly effective at slowing or stopping what the Chiefs had grown accustomed to doing. On the latest episode of his podcast New Heights, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce spoke in depth with his brother Jason Kelce, former center for the Philadelphia Eagles, about the 30-21 loss to the Bills. It's clear in the conversation that Kelce and the Chiefs had a lot of respect for the Bills' talent coming in, but the team was also surprised by how well the Bills conducted their affairs. I don't want to call it a wake-up call because we went into it knowing that the Bills were one of the top teams in the NFL, said Kelce. Sometimes, you just need a different perspective on things. Watching this game back, you see a trend happening over the past 3 to 4 weeks, and you just gotta fine-tune things, get back to the basics, get back to fundamentals. Really, just get back to going to work throughout the week. I have all the confidence in the world that we'll be better because of this game, but at the same time, hats off to the Bills for showing up, Kelce continued. Kelce went on to speak confidently of the Chiefs' ability to return to form. He admitted himself that he didn't play his best, and went on to say the Chiefs would turn the corner from this performance. I think this is something that you won't see out of us in the future, Kelce said. I think we're very confident that we'll get the things fixed. We have all the talent that we need to go and win another Super Bowl. I've been on Super Bowl winning teams. We have enough talent to make a run at this thing. I think everybody knows that. Travis Kelce and family are gearing up for holiday season as he brings up the festive traditions of family in joint podcast with brother Jason Kelce. In the latest episode of podcast New Heights, on Wednesday, November 20th, the brothers discussed how Thanksgiving is celebrated in the Kelce family. On fans' query about when to put up a